go more than the 208, I'm sorry, I don't have the exact dollar amount, but
I
if
just
we owe
wanna
more
see-
than that, then I'll get a bill at the end of the year,
Yeah.
that we will pay the difference.
I just wanted to see ballpark where we were, and then, as we do with healthcare, you have to go ahead and you have to project.
Right.
I wanted to see what the discrepancy and what the value in dollars is, and how much more we might pay for the next year, for this $33,000.
And that's based on who we have in the pipeline. We know, based on who's here, where they're gonna be. And as kids come and go, it changes. This happens to be more.
Part of the issue is the piece that gets billed out for the non-resident ones, sometimes they're transitional, right, here a few months, they're not yet. You know what I mean? So it's
Yep.
not, it's very difficult to
And
get.
come back.
And exactly, so, yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
18 is award of the fuel oil bill. They're recommending that the Board of Education allow business managers to award fuel oil bid for 15-16 to the lowest responsible bidder. Once received from Intermediate Unit 19 Joint Purchasing Committee. We do this for fuel oil general copy paper. Historically, we've done okay. I can't remember off the top of my head last year's number, but I think it came in at 291.
Yeah, which was okay, but I mean, it's still a lot of money.
It's a lot.
Still a lot of money. One thing about that is that R.D. Wilson, and we'll probably be talking about that later, right, Al? The boilers and going to propane, and that should help us out a little bit up there at the R.D. Wilson.
Do we know this year's rate? Oil? You said 291 last year?
This is the bid.
That would be the current year, 291 is the
291.
Oh, okay.
for this year. And this, we're
This
in the
would
process
give
of
us-
bidding this out now. April 21st is the date that bids will come into the IU, so I'll know that afternoon. And that's kind of what we've done in the past, and you've given me permission to award it to the lowest responsible, because they usually, because of the volatility of the oil prices, they want answers that day. You know, by the end of that business day, they want to be able to make the decision of.
Right, and we're just
Which
locking
company
it, we're just
we're going
locking it
with.
for a figure, not
Yes.
the consumption of
Correct.
gallons. Yeah.
Yes,
Just the per gallon
yeah,
price.
we give them an estimate of the number of gallons we would need, but we're not committed to those
Okay.
number of gallons. We give them an estimate, we give us a price based on that, and then we,
Right, okay.
our usage
So
is.
whatever we
yeah.
need, that's our price.
Yep. The only thing that we have to guarantee is that we do like 7,500 gallon
Oh,
tanks.
okay.
We have to accept a tanker
Oh.
per delivery.
Oh, per
We have to
delivery.
take a full tanker.
Okay.
That's the only stipulation
Yeah, and
that
as
they
we
ask
go
us to
along, you
do.
guys balance that out.
Yep, we work that out.
Okay, good.
Has the paper price increased at all over the years?
The copy paper,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit. It's been pretty stable, you know, within $1 a case. I mean, it's not big, but we've also reduced our consumption, you know, of paper, so our overall cost has decreased.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the average, obviously, the consumption. I can
Consumption-wise, we
completely
reduced
understand
our-
that,
yeah.
but what we're paying, regardless of the consumption, what are we paying for?
Per case,
And then, like, that was my question, of what is the comparison to years prior?
yeah,
I mean, it's paper, you know.
right,
Well, we
but,
cut paper 20%, did we not? Was it 20% we cut
Last year.
last
Yeah.
year? And so,
I just wanna know what we're paying for paper regardless, whether we cut it 20% or we don't.
Per case breakdown, that was
yeah, I don't have
something.
that. Per case is $20-something. It's 20, it could be 25, it could be 24, I don't have that in front of me, but it's 20-something per case. It's 20-pound copy paper, it's what fits in our copy machines. It's cheaper than what, if I go out and try to buy it from Walmart or Staples, you know, the price we get on the bed is cheaper.
Cheaper than Walmart.
It might come
So,
down.
I mean, we do
It might-
comparisons.
it might, yeah.
Okay, number 20, LEA policies and procedures for IDEA. This motion is an annual motion that essentially says that we are following IDEA, which is the Individual with Disabilities Education Act, which governs special education. So recommending the board approve the LEA policies and procedures which we have in place that adhere to the requirements under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, Part B, IDEA, to establish the eligibility under the provisions at 34 CFR 300.180, meeting the conditions under 300.220 to 300.250, and thereby consistent with the state's IDEA procedures under CFR 300.131 to 300.131. 156. Essentially, we need to do this so that when the auditor for special education comes, she can see the minutes and that we approved it, and then what she'll likely do is go check policies. That needs to be there. Number 20 is graduation. Recommended the Board of Education approve 7 p.m. on June 19th, 2015. It's a Friday. As a day of graduation and the last day of school for students, and to allow the superintendent to change the date if necessary, which I really, really, really hope I don't have to do. But I know that it is, what is it, April 8th?
Could you give another choice?
Oh, God. My hope is that it stays where it is. It's been a long wear. And I anticipate graduating on June 19th. That's it. I have to watch the weather tonight because it's gonna be cold and it's gonna rain. So we've gotta watch ice. Let's hope for a June 19th graduation. All right, 21, calendar change.
Is there any days before that we have available for that Friday or no? Just thinking, because sometimes we like to have it on a Friday. And I was just wondering if you did that, maybe there's a day or so.
We don't.
We don't.
But we could pull seniors over for Saturday.
We could do a
Senior
Saturday,
Saturday.
you're right, we did
To
that.
still get a Friday graduation. We've done that.
Okay, so we have a little bit of.
That'd be all.
That makes a good point. We can get an exception for the seniors as long as they've met the 990 hours of instruction. And the state will bring it back. So that way we wouldn't have to do a Saturday.
Again, everybody's planning vacations with the children and everything else, so hopefully, we'll be good.
Let's hope.
Yep.
Okay. Calendar change. We're recommending that the Board of Education approve the following changes to the 14-15 school calendar. Retroactive to November 25th, 2014, we're gonna call that day an Act 80 day. And we've researched this, and the folks in the office here have done a great job with this. I gotta give them a lot of credit. We don't, on that particular day, we didn't have children. I think it was conference day. We had children part of the day. The bottom line with November 25th is if we call it an Act 80 day in our calendar, even retroactively, we can claim pre-K, afternoon pre-K for that day. We can get hours for that. And the same with, if you looked at June 22nd, 2015, that's a teacher in service. We can get hours for pre-K for that day too, even though we're not having, this is quirk in the law. The reason I'm recommending we do this is because every extra day we get with pre-K helps us with reimbursement, so we should take advantage of it. Right? So that's the story on those two. June 5th, 2015, we've had so much weather as we've gone through this year. We have missed a good chunk of our professional development time with teachers in terms of our early dismissals. I'm recommending that we use June 5th, which is a Friday, 2015, as a noon dismissal Act 80 day. Make that a noon dismissal for kids. It gives us a chance to have teachers from noon to 3:30 that day to look back at this year and look forward to next year. And it would help if we had a couple hours on June 5th to do that. So that's what we're recommending.
Dr. McCall,
Yeah.
I had in draft 1, a memorandum of understanding, and it's not in this draft
Right.
2.
We have the memo, but it's for the Special Education Consortium, and Tanya needs to look at it more closely, so we're gonna do that in May. I told that. Twenty-three waivers of expulsion for 2 students. These are both high school students. That we can discuss in executive if you want. 24 is a trainer's contract. We're recommending the board approve a service agreement between the Western Wayne School District and ProCare for physical therapy. We used last year. for services of an athletic trainer for the 15-16 school year, a minimum of $23,650, prorated on an hourly basis of $21.50 per hour, and it's a maximum of 1,100 hours, which we don't generally use. It is a 50-cent per hour increase. If we went to our maximum on the hours, it would represent $550 difference from last year to, from this year to next year.
Historically, we've never used.
We've not used it, so it's gonna be an increase, but it's gonna be less than $550. So, but it is an increase. And,
When will they start then? Will they start?
they'll start whenever we need them to
Okay,
start,
so,
based on the date of the agreement, which would probably be June 30.
okay,
But if we needed them before then,
right,
or whatever, we
Right.
would get them.
okay. Because of that request with the Dream Game and,
Yep.
okay.
And they,
That'll be all a part of this here.
yeah, because they, well, it won't be part of this, it's
Right.
separate.
Right.
They gave us an outstanding,
I see where you had asked requests.
It's excellent.
Okay,
so it's not even an issue.
okay.
And they've, I think ProCare has provided us with really good service, so
That's the entirety of our athletic training.
that's everything.
That's everything. The Dream Game, enlighten me. Since,
Our staff
yeah, we have to,
is gonna coach,
yeah,
so,
but we have to supply an athletic training
yep.
Yes,
on taxpayer dollars.
yeah, every,
Although everything else doesn't cost the district anything, for those coaches to be appointed, but we have to put the bill for athletic
That's
training.
what, that's historically
yeah,
what.
Donnie talked to Jerry Prosciutti, and that's the rule of thumb, that the coaches from the schools, they're the ones that have to have the trainer bill.
I had a question mark on that, because that's not in this agenda, but it was in
Right,
draft
because I
one.
didn't know, I had no
Why do
idea.
we have to provide a trainer for the Dream Game? I disapprove of that.
The idea of it is, well, the practice is gonna be here because we're the host, we're doing, I think, the county this year, and then West Grant is the city. And it's a rotating, thing with coaches, with schools.
But that doesn't mean we have to pay for a trainer just because it's.
You have to have a
here.
trainer available in case somebody gets hurt while they're out there
I
participating.
understand that, Donnie,
Okay.
but why do we have to pay for that?
And I don't know if I can answer that question. When I talked to Cindy, our athletic director, that's historically what.
That's what
Well,
they
we're
do.
tired of
Host
doing
schools
things
do.
historically.
Now, I will tell you that ProCare has given us a total cost for training for those practices, and it's like 8 or 9 practices over a week or more of $250.
We already have that price from ProCare for the Dream Game? And how many, it's just a one-time, but how many practices do they
Well,
do?
yeah,
It's
something
8 or
like
9,
that,
I think
yeah.
they do a
Yeah,
couple of
something
doubles,
like
some
that.
singles. It's like a 10-day time period.
And you're thinking it's about 250
I don't think I
then?
know.
That's what they told me.
That's what they told us, it's $250.
Is it just for the practice, or you charge monthly fee?
I think that's everything.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the game.
I think it's all inclusive.
All inclusive?
Pretty much, AJ, it's pretty good PR for them also, ProCare, to be doing a part with the,
They don't need the taxpayer dollars to pay for it. I'm glad that our coaching staff is at 110%.
right.
Sure,
No, I
yeah,
know,
so we
I know.
congratulate
Well, there's
both
no way to
sides.
do it if
About
we
Chelsea.
don't do the trainer.
How about 24 though now?
There's no way to do it if you don't do
Does
it.
that
That's
contract
great.
include the amount? We no longer need this other
And all
agenda
that money goes to
item?
an Alliance
Correct.
Club or something like that.
But that's
is where all
gonna
the
be in
donations.
No, it's not in
It's finally
here.
something
But
positive.
it wasn't
for the
something
district.
that we,
It's
it
worth our-
wasn't something that needed to have, be an agenda item
Oh.
because of the way they structured the
Yeah,
agreement.
it's never been in here before.
Yeah.
No, because we,
We've never
I think,
had
I
it.
think the last we did it was about in 204, when Bobby Matu was coaching, somewhere around there. And they were the last Western Wayne coaches to participate.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
We, as long as we're on this topic, it's off topic, but I understand we had 6 out of 12 graduating seniors get scholarships out of the football program.
Yes,
6 out of 12,
yeah.
full ride.
Full ride. Well, yeah, well, the Division II ones are as much as the Division II can give them, Shippensburg, and 2 of our players went to Ship. What's his name? Andrew Zlejinsky, He went to St. Francis of PA on a full scholarship, $36,000 a year.
The second question I had is how many academic all-stars did we end up with?
Well, there's a lot of them on the football squad. I don't know the number, maybe Pat or Clay or somebody would know.
There were a bunch.
Yeah,
There were quite a few.
yeah, there was quite a few of them that were high honors.
Not that that dissolves the issue
No.
of
No,
whether
but I think,
taxpayers
you know,
are
like you
paid.
said, we have to look at the positiveness that's coming out of it.
And the other thing too, with Western Wayne being the coaching squad this year, and and students from other schools that can't participate, then you're gonna see more Western Wayne kids out there for the day that wouldn't possibly be out there. Because the head coach gets to pick his fill-ins.
And I thought that was a nice award, whatever you want to call it, to have Donnie as the coach for the Dream Game. But I guess maybe later we can discuss some personnel issues that I have with that
Sure.
in executive session.
Personnel issues with football?
Not with it.
Oh, okay, I was just curious, I didn't know where we were headed.
Well,
But anyway, and Donnie's also doing the East-West, he's an assistant coach next year for the East-West game. He was recommended by some coaches in the area, and he'll be doing that. That won't cost the district anything, that's down in Harrisburg. And they practice on weekends, and he'll do a weekend practice on a Saturday for 2 weeks, and then he'll be the assistant coach for the Pennsylvania East-West All-Star game. And that's pretty big of an honor, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, and the kids are doing a good job for him. That's the big thing. Dr. Johnson, would you like to speak? Sure.
I just want to say, while you're talking about positive things, I did see the article in the Western Wayne where the district celebrates the accomplishments of the school. It was a very nice article. You guys really covered a lot of very positive things about the
Kelly
district.
Waters wrote that.
Yeah, it was a
She
very
did a
nice,
great job.
very nice article. It
Yeah,
talked
there
about
are
a
a lot
lot.
of good things going on right now.
Mhm, definitely.
It's a shame we're strapped for dollars and all that.
Absolutely.
I know it's making it tough, but,
And I guess my point before asking about the tax dollars was, another article in there said that Honesdale's taxes are now going to be lower than Western Wayne's. Our property taxes are going to be higher.
they're gonna be higher.
They're going to be higher.
Well,
So
that-
can we tweak, I guess my question was, can we tweak it so we're at least equal with our neighbors? 'Cause maybe I'm a little more sensitive now, but my neighbor is
We will
now
be
losing.
tweaking- We will be tweaking until the final approval.
Right, but I mean, if you have, 15% at this school district and you have 15.9%, human nature is gonna be like, well, if I have two houses to look at, maybe I wanna look at the one with the lower property taxes. It might not seem like a lot percentage-wise, but if you're on a tight budget,
Yeah.
so if we can make our
maybe we
our
can
taxes
get
the
it lower.
same, yeah, or yes, that'd be even nicer, lower. That was my point with
It's all
asking
dependent on
about that.
population too, though. I mean, we can't obviously.
Right, I know.
Dr. Johnson, what we
But-
truly need is the industrial park in Sterling to start being developed so that
Yeah.
people will build homes on this
I know.
beautiful land that we have here because
Right.
we're land rich.
Right. But in the,
And that would be helpful to the school district.
absolutely, but you have so much good going on, and you guys were really great
Yeah.
about presenting that. That was a wonderful thing that you did. And I think a lot of times people get upset because they don't know that about the school district. So when you do that and take an effort and put forth all that information for people, makes a huge difference about how they feel about things.
How they feel about it.
Right, and maybe just a little tiny bit of a tax break so that we're even with Honesdale, maybe might kind of smooth things over, maybe just a little bit, even though it's not a huge amount. It certainly isn't probably going to make a huge amount of difference with your loan
Yeah.
for a
And
$2
again,
million project.
We're gonna work to get that down as low as we can, but
Right,
a lot of it right now, whether or not the new governor can get any of his stuff to go through
Exactly.
is a real big impact
exactly.
on what happens.
Well, when you hear things like the U.S. Senator has a universal pre-K bill in the works, again, just another little piece of hope amongst all this drama and difficulties that maybe we're going to be able to do okay. We won't lose all these programs that have been supported for decades. That we have good things going on in the school district. that we've been supporting the kids and look at how great they're doing. I don't think anybody in the district gets upset when they hear that the football players have good academics. They don't understand, you know, when you say that they're doing lots of community service. I think they'd love to hear what kind of community service the kids are doing in the football
Yeah,
program.
The more PR plus we get in
Right.
anything we do is
Right.
good for us.
And say, you know, like, say if the kids in the football team did community service, helped the veterans in our area, worked at the Varden Conservation Area across the street, helped with, you know, things around the school, all things to make the
I think the track and
community.
field program was real helpful with the conservation area.
Yes,
or
yes,
the
they were.
cross-country it might have been.
They were
And,
excellent.
and that was a
And
good
that's
thing
good
for both the
PR.
students and,
Right, right, so that if the community can hear those kinds of things and they see where their money is going, and they know that the teams, the kids are active in their community, then they can feel a little bit better about it. You know, and like I said, you guys did a great job putting forth that
Does
information.
the PR person for the district do that? Who is the PR?
That one Kelly did. That or,
We don't have a PR person?
That- that would be-
They cost too much money.
But we all are PR spokesmen.
Yes.
I
We
mean,
took that away
We
because we needed her to have a full.
Class
class.
discussion.
She hasn't done that.
There's one of your cuts.
and actually, it was hard to find somebody, so you
We
took
do
the
have,
time
we
to
have
set
two, there are two,
Paying
so
her
I
salary
gotta
and
give, I
having
gotta
her
give
do it.
credit them.
I don't know if that's,
She didn't volunteer.
Becky Swingle,
God forbid.
who's a faculty member, does school notes. She works with the Times. She does school notes and the other one for the sports. I forget what that's called. Jessica Hampton,
Yeah.
if you've noticed Wildcat World and the Independent, Jessica's a student,
Mhm.
and that column is beautifully written. Jessica does a tremendous job for us.
Great.
And the Progress Edition, Pat and I talked to Kelly, I mean, she was here for a couple hours, you know, we went through and talked about all this stuff.
Mhm. Yes, there was a lot of information, absolutely. And I know that Facebook doesn't always have the best rap, and Dr. Poe's session with, you know, how to be careful on the internet and everything was very important, but, you know, several members in this room try to promote the good things about Western Wayne School, too, when good stuff happens, no matter what part of our school it happens to. So that was my point before with the tax thing.
Yeah, I hate to go back, but can you explain to me what the Dream Game is? I have no idea.
It's an all-star game.
all-star football
Oh,
game,
okay,
played between the county and the city teams annually. I
okay.
think it's middle June, mid to late June played normally.
It's
July?
It's
July?
It's July,
First-
July,
the
first week of August.
It's the first Saturday in August.
And my
First
other,
Saturday in August.
There you go.
my
And
other
seniors
question
get
was, the seniors get to
That's a
play?
big thing, that's a big
I
thing
don't,
to
I
go.
don't, I have to check with Tom, these kids would have graduated, so the graduating senior class gets to
Okay.
play in that game.
Okay.
Before they go to college.
And is this trainer just for that game?
No, no,
Okay.
that's for our, and all
Okay.
part,
I
all
misunderstood
sports, all
that,
year.
that's why I wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All sports, she does.
And we don't employ a trainer other than,
no, this is,
This
it's
is-
a contracted
This is it.
service.
okay. But we have, okay, I will check on that for Monday. Report back.
She used to be an employee.
We
years
used to have a
ago.
trainer.
Our trainer
Okay.
was an employee. She resigned, she left the
Okay,
area, and then we've since contracted with a trainer.
okay.
We don't have an employee in-house